Okay, hello, is anyone who's up there? Hello? Oh, it seems to be struggling a little bit for voice pickups. I can't see any green lights on that. Is anyone actually hearing anything? Is there any sound on this so far? For some reason, voice pickups aren't showing. So can you check, can you post? So can you hear anything? Particularly. Hello, Dylan, can you hear me? Can you hear any sounds at the moment? So I'm not seeing any green pickups on the sound. Oh, brilliant. Excellent, excellent. So on my side, there's usually green lights to tell me how loud I'm being. And I can't see them for this particular video, so I have no clue why that is. So good to see you, Dylan. Good to see you. Hope everyone's well and hope everything's going all right for you. What I'm going to do for most of this is mainly, I've sent you the solutions to the work for last lesson. I hope you've marked it at this point. Basically, I want to go through any questions people can't do. Then I'm going to email you a mock exam. Hey, Isabella. So I'll wait for everyone to come in, then I'll explain what we're doing. For now, I'll just keep it to small talk. We've got about 3 people on at the moment, which is good. So I've only just put this on. Excellent. So we've got Isabella, we've got Dylan, and we've got a third person who is unknown. We don't know who that is. So just gonna wait for a few more people to show up. Let me pop a message on the Microsoft Teams to let everyone know we're here. So I'm streaming now. We've still only got 3 people, so I'm going to wait on a few more people. Tell you what, I'll do the register for the people that are here. That'd be the quickest thing to do. So that way we're not wasting any time. So awkward. Windows 10. With Dylan, Isabella, where's Ashanti, where's Zerda? There's a few more people. We've got up to 5 people now, that's good. We've got 2 more people here. I'm going to hold on just a couple more minutes. Morning, Ikram. Hope you're well. Ashanti, good to see you. I'm going to hold on for a couple more minutes before I start actually doing the main content of the live stream, just to get a few more people in. But while we're waiting, I'll just explain briefly what the plan is for today. What I'm going to do is those worksheets that I sent out, I know some people have done it. That's why I gave them the mark scheme so they could mark it. I want people to have a look at that mark scheme. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to discuss it with you. And then, yeah, by all means, send me the picture. But I want to make sure right now that you understand it, if that makes sense. I don't really want to kind of like, if I could email you back next week with here are the marked solutions. Let me give you solutions now and be supportive now on this. Then the second half of this one is a mock exam. So we'll do a mock exam every double lesson, all right? And I'll send you the mock exam and all the stuff with it. I'll also send you the mark scheme. And your homework for this week, for next Wednesday, is to mark the mock exam you did. And then we'll discuss that on the Wednesday together in a big live stream. So maybe an hour-long live stream. All right? So that makes sense. I actually threw my calculator. I hope it still works. I mean, yeah. Your phone is always, with all this business, we have to be as flexible as we possibly can. We still only got 5 people, which is a bit annoying. Let me mark in people on the register here. I hate when it does that. I'm just going to run the register for you. We're still on 5. Good morning, Zerda. Can we pop it on whatever your group chat is as well? Because like literally 6 people now. That's good. But there's 15 of us. We definitely, I know like India's never coming back to a lesson, but we should have at least more than 6 before I start. Right, I'm doing register now. Everything just moves. It's taking a little longer than it should do. Still on 6. While you're waiting for more people to show up, if you haven't already marked your work, I've emailed you the solutions to the work. Mark it now and be ready to ask questions. All right. I'm still waiting on a few more people. 6 people is not a full class size. So I'm just holding on for a few more. I'm going to do register on the 6 people we've got, though. So Ikram's shown up. No sign of Precious. Delana's shown up. No sign of India. Casey has shown up. No, hasn't actually. Anissa. Nope. Zerda's here. Sarah isn't. Holly was here before. Who are any other people here? What's Holly on? Holly emailed me, didn't she? Zamzam, no. Rita, no. Isabella, yes. Ashanti, yes. And Naima was here before. So we need to see a few more people here. Right, we've got Yaron now. Brilliant. Okay, cool. We're up to 7. I'm going to start in 2 minutes whether people are ready or not in terms of showing up. I'll mark you in, Yaron. Good. So that's one more. We are missing a few people, and people need to realize this, that registers are still being taken. When it goes to moving across to next year, all this stuff is being taken into account. So it's not a case that things are optional or lessons are optional. 8 people, can you make sure that if you haven't put your name in the chat box, put your name in the chat box, because I'm doing registers as of now. And if I can't see your name in the chat box, I'm not putting you in. All right? I'm going to start in 1 minute. We had up to 9 a minute ago, so I don't know where people are dropping out for. Maybe it's Wi-Fi connection or something, but let me open the files that I need for today. So that's the core maths. How does accidentally throw something? I mean, you might be just swinging your hand, I guess. I don't know. Right, okay, let's start, because this is, people have been waiting and being very patient. Anyone who comes in is now coming in late. Okay, cool. So the first one I'm going to look at is the worksheet, finding loans with multiple repayments. So you're finding, this is the one I want you to open up, loans with multiple repayments. Now, what you should have at this point is the question sheet, and you should also have the answer sheet, because I've emailed you that today. All right? Brilliant. Thank you, Ikram. I'm sending your work across. Which one of these do you need to see demonstrated? Have a look at that worksheet now for me and tell me which ones do you need to find that you actually need support with. Let's see what we've got. I've told you to open that one up already once. I'll ask again. Okay. So I'm looking at the worksheet that says finding the value of a loan with multiple payments. There's one with a table, and then there's some questions that ask after it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does anyone need any of that explained or want to see a demonstration or what? I'm waiting for you to respond back in the chat box. Either you don't need to see it, the missing repayments, the table one. Okay, let's do that now. Let's do that now. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that up. It takes it long. So the table one's just really, really simple. It's asking you to find the value of the loan. And you remember the formula for this is C. Let me see what you can see. So C equals, and then it goes A1, which is your payment number 1, 1 plus I to the power of 1. Then your second payment, A2, is, don't worry, I'm going to do whatever you need. Yeah, we're going to do. That's the whole point of this. There's no point in me setting you work if you're not going to get support for it. I, question 2. And it would carry on doing that for as many years as you've got it. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first one in the table and explain how that works. So the first one in the table says that A1 is 500 and A2 is 750 and the APR, which is your percentage rate, is 15. Okay. So how does that tie in to the question in terms of the formula? Well, this is what you put into the formula. Okay, you go 750 over 1 plus 0.15, 15% to the power of 1, which is just 1.15. And then the next one is 750, 1.15. And now I'm just doing it straight up, just so write the bracket out, 1.15 to the power of 2. They're both the same, yeah? You type those into your calculator, press equals, game over. It's literally that simple. A couple more people have turned up into the YouTube chat. Can you make sure that you've set your name in the chat box? Let me read out the name of people that I've marked absent as it stands. Precious is marked absent. India's marked absent. Casey's marked absent. Anissa's marked absent. Zerda's marked. No, wait. Zerda should be in. Zerda's in. No, don't worry about it, Zerda. I've got you in. Samzam and Rita. So if you're one of those people, so I'll read it again. Precious, India, Casey, Anissa, Zamzam or Rita, you're being marked absent as it stands. All right? Right, there we go. I think I put you in. Yeah, for me, I've got you in because you responded before. I hope you got a chance to mark it because I emailed you solutions. I know you said, like, I've already done this. I know you've already done this, so I gave you answers. Okay, cool. So you're 700. Okay. Which one? Okay, brilliant. That's fine. Right, good. So that's how the first one works, right? And then you said you didn't like the last two questions on the sheet, Ikram. That's fine. Let's have a look at some of those. So, okay, cool. So I'm doing quite a few examples, so hopefully by the end of it, it should make sense to you. Ikram says she didn't like question 4 and question 5. So question 4 was about Natalie. So it's Natalie's question. Yeah, so question 4 on that sheet is about Natalie. She wants to borrow 1,500, so C is 1,500, A1 is 1,000, and A2 is 1,000, and we want to show that the APR is approximately 21.5%. So again, we just go back to our formula, all right? We just go back to our formula. C equals A1 over 1 plus I to the power of 1, and then A2, 1 plus I to the power of 2, and then if I need more, A3, and so on and so forth. This formula technically goes on forever. But obviously, we only need to do it as many times as it happens. So in this question, we don't need the third term. The only reason I wrote the third term for you was to, sorry, I'm just going to put that straight for you. So you can see all of it. Thank you. Yeah. A little bit better. Thank you. Yeah, that's much better. So the only reason why I wrote the third one, because I always seem to stop after doing the second one. The missing repayment sheet, sorry. Okay, that's not a problem. We'll do that anyway. Precious, good to see you here. Wait, how is the mock exam going to work? The same way that the mock exams work for the year 13s. What I do is I send it to you, you do it, you mark it as your homework, and then on Wednesday, we go through the questions. Does that make sense? So that's how mock exam is going to work. All right? I'm just going to finish off doing the one that I've started. Then, Ikram, I'm going to go to that second sheet and then to answer the question you're talking about just because I started it. So this one, just to be clear, is the one with Natalie in it on the worksheet that is headed Finding Loans with Multiple Repayments, all right? So this is Finding Loans with Multiple Repayments. And I'll deal with the other sheet in a minute, yeah? So I don't want to confuse people by flipping between sheets and sheets, all right? Okay. And Zerda said she didn't get any of it. So what I'm trying to say to you, Zerda, is all you've got to do for every single question is literally go, I'm going to substitute some numbers in. Let me get the answer. Yeah. So here they said, show that this is 21.5. I mean, there's hard ways of doing it with tons and tons of algebra, but I'm just going to be super clever and go, let's pretend it is and show this equals that. So 1,500 equals 1,000 over 1.21 5 plus 1,000. And if you can show that works, 1 plus 215 squared, if you can do the calculation and show that equals 15,000, or sorry, 1,500 rather, you've shown that the APR is 21.5%. You could do it by algebra, rearrange and say, okay, let's make that a variable. That will be tricky, all right? But my response to that is they've given you all the numbers in the formula, put them in the formula, show that the formula works, they're equal to each other. So that's how you do question 4 on the sheet, finding loans with multiple repayments. So what I'm going to do is just take a second here before I'm going to move on and answer Ikram's question about the other sheet. Does anyone else need any help doing finding loans with multiple repayments? Wants to have some more questions done on that before I move on to the second sheet, which is called, let me just check. It's called finding missing repayments. All right. So that's the second sheet we're going to do. Can you tell me just straight away quickly, there's any more of the first sheet, finding loans with multiple repayments, that you want me to do? I'm just going to wait here for a couple of seconds and we'll talk that one through. Yeah, obviously, Naima, you already knew in the first place. Find the actual APR if it isn't the suggested APR. Yeah, but the algebra is quite hardcore for that. So the way I'd do that is make that, I'd call this, let's call this guy U. Say that's over U and that's over U squared. And you have to solve a cubic? I mean, probably not is the answer, Dylan. But if it did, it would be more like solving an equation. I'll see if I can find one like that, if it exists. But the way you do it is just, instead of using 1 plus I, I'll just change it into just one letter. Let's call it, I don't know, U. So A, whatever this is over U, this over U squared, then you've got an equation. But it would be a difficult equation to deal with. It would be a cubic. And I'm not sure, you just about know how to deal with a cubic at the top end of GCSE, so probably not is the answer. Okay, cool. So no one else is saying anything, so I'm going to move on to the second sheet. I'm going to rub this out. The second sheet is called, let me just pull it up. There we go, sorry. Second sheet is called finding missing repayments. So if you can find that for me, you're working out finding missing repayments, all right? So finding missing repayments. And what would you like to see done on the finding missing repayments sheet? Ashanti, I know you're here. I've marked you in, don't worry. So it's finding missing repayments. I don't have to have a look at that. Yeah. And then pop down in the chat box, what do you want me to demonstrate? So don't worry about the last two. Cool. I'm just waiting on you guys. Do you need anything off that sheet? Have you had a chance to mark it? Yaron, you sure you get it too, right? Okay, cool. I'm just waiting on people. I'm going to give it about another minute and a half. If that's the case, then, if people haven't got any particular concerns about this, what I'm going to do is pop up the mock, all right? And your work for the rest of this, brilliant. The work for the rest of this lesson and your homework as well is to do the mock and mark it. So on Wednesday, when we pick this up, we'll do a proper long live stream on Wednesday where we'll go through the entire paper together, all right? But I want you to get yourself a grade on that. Does that seem reasonable? But before I go anywhere, I want to make sure people have actually got some learnings. Like, I feel like I've only been on for about 20 minutes today. I know these lessons are generally because you've got a mock, haven't you? So it's going to be a little bit shorter. So anyone else need to see anything off that worksheet? Be honest about it. Don't just kind of like say it's, I'll go away and leave you alone because it's Friday morning and you can't be bothered. Okay, I'm not hearing anything else. So here's what's going to happen. Let me just quickly recap that. So mock, yeah? Yeah, we do mock. I'm going to email that out to you in just a moment. So check your email in about 5 minutes. I want you to do it for the proper time. So it's 1 hour and 30. Remember, you've got a break as well. So that will take you to about 12 o'clock. Okay? Your homework is to mark it. Okay? You can send me pictures, that's fine, but we're going to go through it together on Wednesday. Yes, everyone clear on what we're trying to achieve for today? And Wednesday's going to be our long live stream day. So that's the one that goes for like maybe an hour plus. All right? Is everyone happy on what we're doing? I have inquired about core maths, and they've said you're in the same place as oh dear. You're in the same place as the year 13s, as in they haven't stopped year 13 lessons either, because they're just waiting to see what's the method of bear with me, I'll answer that question in a minute. The method of deciding what kind of predicted grades you'd be allowed to have. It might be we need to collect evidence of some sort. So that's why lessons are still going on. So I found out for you. Ikram, in terms of ink, I'd definitely say order it. Don't you going outside wandering around. Do we need to email you the APR work? I mean, you're more than welcome to, but the marking, you know, that will take time. That's why I'm saying this is really your marking time. So if there's something you got wrong, please ask me now while I'm online and I can answer your questions. So if you've marked this and go, oh, I got 6 wrong, I'd quite like to see 6. This is where you're going to get your feedback. All right? Is that making sense? So I'm going to hang around there for a couple more minutes. While I'm doing that, I'm going to email you the exam paper. If you decide you want to see another question, pop it in the live chat. All right? I'm also, I saw Precious showed up, didn't she? So let's put Precious in. I'm going to do just a quick list of people I haven't seen today. Haven't seen Casey, haven't seen Anissa, haven't seen India, haven't seen Zamzam, and I haven't seen Rita. So 5 people missing today, which is a little bit worrying. Okay, that's right. Yeah, so check your emails in the next 2 or 3 minutes. The exam papers are coming out. All right. Let's have a look if there's anything on the streaming. Also, okay, cool. I will see you around then. I'm going to stay on while I'm sending the emails out in case anyone's got any particular questions. And I'll let you know in this chat when I've sent them out. So, not a new one. Need to do it to the center items. Neutral. Ugh. Thank you, sir. Pop this out. So here's mock exam email just getting sent out. Yeah. Mock exam. Today is the 27th, despite what I claimed before. 2020. Here we go. Delete that. Attach that. So it's an hour and a half. If you get also you get extra time, you can have extra time. I mean, I don't know if you guys have investigated getting extra time. It'll be a paper 1 again. Don't obviously look at the mark scheme until you've done the paper. Do it properly, mark it. I mean, there's no way you need to be cheating on anything like this in this time. It's silly, isn't it? Attach, browse. Next week we'll do a paper 2 again. But the problem with the paper 2s is you need the white calculator, and I need to think of some way of getting that. I put formula book in as well. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so you should now be receiving the mock. So mocks have been sent. Hello. What's your question? Yeah, and what's your question? I will send it them up. Can I do another question? Yeah, I can. I'll do it now. So I've sent out the mock. You start the mock when you like. The repayments one. Okay, let's have a quick look. So yeah, I'm not airing your question. I was just sending out the email with the thing is. So which one? One says finding loans with multiple repayments, and the other one says finding loan multiple, finding missing repayments. Which one? Type in the title of the worksheet in the chat, and I'll do it for you. Okay, so can you type in the because they've both got the words repayments in the title. So tell me which one you want, and I'll happily do another question for you. That's not a problem. I mean, there's no way you can still do bad if you cheat if you've got the mark scheme. Come on, be serious, right? Because all you could literally just copy the mark scheme and get full marks, right? But it'd be pointless though, because I'm not using it to predict anything. The missing installment one, let's do that. Let us do that. Okay. Finding missing repayments. All right, cool. I'm going to do the Ralph one. Or the Robin one, sorry. Robin. So number one, it's about Robin, who's got a name slightly weirdly spelled, but it doesn't matter. That's fine. So Robin's the one we're doing. Okay, cool. And her story is that she borrows 100, so C is 100. And you see how I set these questions up, I'm just getting all the facts. The APR, so I, is 11.8, so 0.118. Cool, lovely. And we know that A1 is 50. So A1 is 50. And we want to find out what A2 is. So it's all about putting things in formulas, right? So we know that C is 100. So we've got 100 equals 50 over 1.118. Now, where does that come from? It comes from that 1 plus I business plus something over 1.118 all squared. And the something is what we're looking for. I'm just going to stop there for a second just to check that you understand what I did. Yeah, you might well have done. Okay, so yeah, and I hope that's making sense so far. What I did was I went to the Robin question and took out all of the information I needed. I know that she borrowed £100 in the first place. I know that I is 0.118. I know that A1 is 50, and I don't know what A2 is. All right, but A2 is the thing I'm looking for. So I write that in my formula, and that's where I start. Then the thing is you need to do is pull out your calculator, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out the 50 over 118. Okay. 50 divided by 1.118. And I get 44.72. So we've got 100 equals £44.72. Do you need it for this? No. No, that'll be fine. That will be fine. Okay. So, and then you've got this guy, which we still haven't touched yet. 1.118 all squared. All right. I hope that's making sense. So for all I've done is literally just worked out that in the calculator. Nothing else. So if I do that, I've got 100. Now I'm going to take away the 44.72. I then get £55.28. So I've got £55.28 equals question mark over 1.118 squared. Now I'm going to see the camera's actually showing you that. So I'm working through both ends at the moment. Move down, move down, move down. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense to you. So I worked out this was 44.72, and I took 44.72 away from the 100. All right. So then all I can say is that the question mark must be this times that. So 55.828 times by 1.118 squared. All right. So what I'm going to do, bear in mind that's a squared on there. So let's see that. There we go. So work that out. So the answer was, and then times that by 1.118 squared. Excuse me. And you get 69.09. Let's see if that's what they agree with. Yep, it's £69.09. We got that right. Brilliant. Okay, so I hope that made sense. And if it didn't, can you pop in the chat box what you didn't understand about it? Because very much a case of let's solve a reasonably difficult, but not too difficult equation. All right. So do you need what calculator for this one? As I said, well, maybe for the mock you do. But remember, you've got your phone as well, and your phone will do most of the things that you want it to. All right? Yaron, is that satisfactory now? Or would you like another example? If you are satisfied the mock's been sent to you, remember the classwork is to finish the mock, the homework is to mark the mock using the mark scheme. Is there a reason why you do the last step? Yeah, because I want to know what that is. A2 is what I'm asked to find out. A2 is basically how much does she pay in a second installment. So if I get to here, I actually haven't finished answering the question. I need to find out what this guy actually is. Yeah, because question mark is A2, and A2 is what I've been asked to find in the question. All right. Okay, cool. Anyone else got any particular questions, pop them in the chat box, but I think we're done here. All right, if you're happy with that. It's all about sticking things in a formula. That's literally all there is to this. It's the same question over and over again, but just slightly different numbers being put in a slightly different order, but the same formula. All right, so I'm going to call it quits for today. Once you finish marking your papers, you can send me pictures sometime before Wednesday. It'd be great. And on Wednesday, we'll go through the paper. Is that the end of the lesson? Yeah, because you're going to do the mock for the second half. All right. And please use the hour and a half to do the mock, because on Wednesday, we are going to go through the mock question by question. All right. That's our long live stream one. That's the one where we do that maybe an hour to an hour and a half long on the live stream. Is that all right? Is everyone understanding what's going on here? Yeah. I mean, in a ways, I know this isn't perfect teaching, but I feel like you've learned APR. You actually are learning something. So you know what? It's not. All right. So you guys take care. Any problems, drop me a message on the live chat. As soon as you finish doing it, mark it. You've got till Wednesday to hand back the marking. All right. But on Wednesday itself, have it done. Take care, my guys. Have a lovely day. Look after yourselves. Bye.